Hello again, welcome back to my channel. My name's Anna Schmidt and I am a paranormal clearing specialist and a house healer, and I like educating people about psychic and spiritual development. And today is no different. Today we're going to be talking about how dowsing tools detect dark energy beings. Because lots of people use different types of divination methods to connect to higher vibrational beings, but also the other subtle energies that are around us. So as a house healer, I'm going to connect to geopathic energies, which are the earth energy lines, energy spirals, water lines, and many other aspects. Also the technopathic energy, which is the EMF energy, but also, which is my absolute favorite, is to work with the paranormal beings. They love manipulating our pendulums and our dowsing rods. So some of the things we're going to look at today are, what are the signs to look out for when these energy beings are changing the way that your pendulum works or the way that your dowsing rods work, and what you can do about it. So let's have a look at what are some of the signs and symptoms when you are using your pendulum. What are the things to look out for? Because that can be, these beings, the more I work with them, the cheekier and the trickier they become. And some of them have even started using my pendulum to let me know that they're there. So they want, it's a sign of respect. They're wanting to be acknowledged. So that's something I will talk about a little bit later on. So as a house healer, I use a pendulum every single day, whether it's for clearing a home or whether I'm doing an energy field assessment and clearing paranormal beings or other subtle aspects out of people's personal energy fields. I prefer a pendulum. I get much quicker responses. I'm terribly impatient and I just don't work well with dowsing rods, but it is absolutely up to you which one you choose to work with. So as an example, I'm going to talk about how my pendulum swings and then when I know that there's someone else using it. So my pendulum helper doesn't have a name. Like I just call them my pendulum helper. And you'll go, well, who is that? Pendulum helpers can be your higher self. They can be a spirit guide. They can be a guardian angel. They can be an angelic being. I don't ask anymore because they don't want to tell me. So I just call them my pendulum helper. So I know when I use my pendulum, my helper is going to swing the pendulum in a clockwise circle for yes, and I have a left to right diagonal line for no. And it swings very gently, very freely, and there's no issues with it. When something else is using my pendulum, the energy around me will change. So first off, I'll feel, oh yep, there's something arrived, either wants help or it's going to play with my pendulum. If the pendulum's pull becomes heavy and it becomes erratic, you may find that your hand has gone from being very relaxed to actually feeling heavy, slightly shaky. So this is the awareness you have of how your personal energy changes when these beings are around you. So what you do is you just keep asking your question. So you can also do check questions, things that you know the answer to, and just see how the pendulum swings. So I quite often find that mine will get an extremely heavy pull to it. Instead of swinging freely and just really smoothly, it'll swing a lot slower, almost like it's moving through a really thick fog, like it's just moving ever so slowly. And when I ask it to change direction, I say, can you please show me a yes? Can you please show me a no? It'll take a very long time for the changes to occur. Instead of it being instantaneous, your pendulum helper is connected to your mind in a way. It's connected to your energy. So I don't even have to finish asking a request and it's changed already. So it's about being aware of how it changes. Now, dark and demonic, especially demonic level beings, they really love to mess with us because they know that probably 70% of the population are scared of them. So what they'll do is they will grab your pendulum, it may stop, it may start spinning in the opposite direction to what you were using it. Your pendulum may become totally erratic. I almost had it stand at a right angle one day. So instead of facing the table, it had almost turned up sideways, and I said, no, thank you. Can you please put that back? Put it back. Put it back now, please. Thank you. And the being, whoever it was that was playing with it, put it back. So being aware of how it changes. So quite often they will spin in the opposite direction to what you need. So I know when demonic beings are present because they're like, we demand respect, we demand attention. This is how they are. They have no patience whatsoever. Is that my pendulum will go from a clockwise yes to an anti-clockwise yes. And I haven't even asked a question. All of a sudden it'll just change and I'm like, there's something present. And then I'll say to my pendulum helper, can you please reset my pendulum? Generally, dark and demonic beings want to be acknowledged. That'll be an acknowledgement of, I am here. I want your attention. So that is why they do it. Because after I asked for my pendulum to be reset back to normal, I can use it normally. And then I ask, are there any demonic level beings present? And I get my yes. How many? And then I go through all my questions, find out why they're here, how many there are, what they're attached to, and where they want to go. Whether they want to go to the healing space, which is a specially designed area in the afterlife waiting room, where dark and demonic level beings can go to heal and evolve themselves. Or they go back out into the environment because they're here for a purpose. There's lots of reasons why dark energies are here, and I'll link a video up above that I did recently about that. But the thing with your pendulum is not to be afraid to use it and not to worry, oh, a dark or a demonic energy is going to use my pendulum. It's about getting to know your dowsing tools, how they function, the speed, the pull, how you feel in yourself when you are using them. And then you are instantly, and I mean instantly, going to know when it changes. And if you find that you have an energy being using your pendulum, what you do, always with respect, okay, you get the best results when you use respect, is that you can say, can you please stop using my pendulum? And you just put it down and you walk away. Or you can say to the being, do you need assistance? If you're someone like me that does this work, then you will do the assistance for them. But if you are someone that is just using a pendulum in your home and you're asking a few questions, or getting to learn to use it, and all of a sudden it starts doing erratic things, you just say, can you please leave my pendulum alone? Thank you. And if they don't, you just go and put your pendulum outside in the sun for a while. Give it a wash. Change the energy. Don't give them any fear at all. Because remember, fear is food. Fear is an emotion. It is a lower vibrational emotion. Also paranoia. Paranoia is actually stronger than fear. Paranoia is one of the lowest vibrations. It attracts the most dark and demonic level beings. Because we have been trained subconsciously and consciously to fear these beings. And instantly you are going to create paranoia. I know people create paranoia just by me talking about them and educating them about them. I'm still here. I'm still fully functional. They haven't hurt me yet is my usual response, because they don't. They're not interested in hurting their food source. It's as simple as that. All right. They don't want their food sources to go away. They're here because they want our negative emotions. That's a whole topic for a whole heap of other videos that I've got in a playlist on my channel. So when you're using your pendulum or your dowsing rods, go into it with an open heart, be comfortable, be happy, be settled, relaxed and focused when you use it. And just don't even focus on the paranormal beings. Because remember, if you think about them, you're going to draw them to you. So just don't even focus on them. Because you're connecting to your pendulum helper, whether it's got a name or not a name. Just focus on that. Learn your confirmation signs, so important. Know how the feel of your pendulum works and how you feel within yourself when you are using it. So you will know when there's something else wants to play with it. Now, spirits generally don't use our pendulums. Spirits, as in people that have left their physical bodies, like friends, family members, pets, they're going to come and visit you in your dreams. Like they're going to come and tap you on the shoulder, or you might smell Granny's scones cooking or Pop's cigar wafting around the house. That's how they come and visit. You're not going to get a spirit coming to use your pendulum. And management is just reminding me that be aware of the type of answers you get with your pendulum, because when you're new to using it, these dark energy beings can sometimes slip in because you haven't quite learned your signs yet for yes and no, and they might try and manipulate you. Your pendulum helper will never give you information that is going to hurt you. All right? Because I had a lady once, this is an example, I love giving examples. She was an older lady having so much fun learning to use a pendulum. All of a sudden, she was asking about family members, and she got on to the subject of when she was going to die. Now, generally, you're not going to get an answer like that. Your pendulum will do nothing. All right? It'll just sit there, because your pendulum helper is a higher vibrational being. They are not going to give you that information. They're not going to tell you how you're going to die and what it's going to look like and all those horrific things. She was quite mortified. And when she contacted me, I said to her that that was something in the lower vibrational realms that was trying to frighten her from using the pendulum. Right? They were trying to scare her. Your higher vibrational beings will never ever tell you information like that about yourself or a family member. So just remember that. High vibrational beings are here to guide and assist us in positive ways. Yes, we have challenges, but there's always a positive outcome or something to learn from that challenge. They're not going to give us negative information that is going to make us feel upset, unwell, and generally go into a lower vibrational mental and emotional state. That is why sometimes these beings will do it. All right, so thank you for coming today. Go out there, have fun playing with your pendulums, get used to your signs. Leave me a comment. What are your confirmation signs? How does your pendulum swing? Have you ever experienced a time when your pendulum swing has changed? And what did you do about it? All right, thank you. Stay safe and look after each other. Bye for now.